Hello. Welcome to this video and I hope you enjoy this video. And first like this video and subscribe to my channel. Rolex was founded in 1905 by Hans Wilsdorf and Alfred Davis in London, England. Originally, the company was called Wilsdorf and Davis. Wilsdorf had a vision of producing high-quality wristwatches that were both precise and reliable, which was quite novel at the time, as pocket watches were still more popular. In 1908, Wilsdorf registered the trademark Rolex and opened an office in La Chaux-de-Fonds, Switzerland, which is considered the heart of Swiss watchmaking. Wilsdorf believed that a shorter, easy-to-pronounce name would be more memorable and could be universally recognized. In 1919, Wilsdorf moved the company's operations entirely to Geneva, Switzerland, due to the economic climate and taxes in England. Rolex has since become synonymous with luxury and precision timepieces, establishing several iconic innovations in watchmaking over the years. The factory and headquarters of Rolex remain in Switzerland, with significant production facilities in Geneva and other locations across the country. Rolex's rise to prominence is closely tied to Hans Wilsdorf's visionary approach to wristwatches and his dedication to precision, innovation, and marketing. Here's a more detailed look at the company's founding and growth. Early years and innovation. At the time of its founding in 1905, wristwatches were not particularly popular, as pocket watches were considered more accurate and fashionable, especially for men. Wilsdorf, however, believed that wristwatches could be just as precise if not more convenient. He began importing high-quality movements from a Swiss company, Igler, and placed them into cases made by Davis. These watches were sold to jewelers who then rebranded them with their own names. The Rolex name. In 1908, Wilsdorf wanted to create a distinctive brand name that would be easy to say and memorable in any language. He coined the name Rolex, although there is no clear origin of the word itself. Wilsdorf once mentioned that he wanted a name that was short enough to fit on a watch dial and also sounded prestigious. That same year, he registered Rolex as a trademark and opened an office in La Chaux-de-Fonds, Switzerland. Moved to Switzerland. By 1919, economic challenges in post-war Britain, including high taxes on luxury goods and imports, led Wilsdorf to move the company's headquarters to Geneva, Switzerland, which was known for its strong tradition in watchmaking. This move allowed Rolex to continue producing high-quality timepieces without the economic pressures of the British tax system. Rolex's technical achievements. Rolex has always been at the forefront of innovation in watchmaking. Some of the company's most important milestones include 1910, first wristwatch to receive a Swiss certificate of chronometric precision. This marked Rolex as a brand synonymous with accuracy and precision, a key aspect of Wilsdorf's vision. 1926, introduction of the Rolex Oyster. This was the world's first waterproof wristwatch, featuring a hermetically sealed case. To prove its reliability, Rolex gave one to Mercedes Gleitz, a swimmer, who wore it during her swim across the English Channel in 1927. The watch survived the 10-hour swim, further solidifying Rolex's reputation. 1931, development of the perpetual movement. Rolex introduced the first self-winding mechanism with a perpetual rotor, which was a significant advancement in automatic watches. This innovation became a hallmark of Rolex watches. Rolex and the world. Throughout the 20th century, Rolex grew not only because of its technical innovations but also through strategic marketing efforts. Wilsdorf was an expert at connecting his brand with adventure, sports, and exploration. Rolex watches were worn on expeditions to Everest, deep-sea dives, and other extreme conditions, which reinforce the brand's reputation for reliability under the most demanding conditions. Key models and contributions. Rolex Strategist, 1945, the first wristwatch to automatically change the date on the dial. Rolex Submariner, 1953, a professional diving watch, still iconic today for its durability and waterproofing up to extreme depths. Rolex Daydate, 1956, the first watch to display both the date and the day of the week spelled out in full. Rolex GMT Master, 1955, designed for pilots and frequent travelers, this watch allowed the user to track multiple time zones. The Rolex Foundation. In 1944, after his wife died, Hans Wilsdorf created the Hans Wilsdorf Foundation, which still owns and controls Rolex today. This foundation allows Rolex to remain a private company with a unique structure, focused on reinvesting profits back into the company and charitable causes, rather than being driven by shareholders. Modern-day Rolex. Today, Rolex is one of the most famous and prestigious luxury watch brands in the world. The company continues to operate in Switzerland with highly controlled and secretive production processes. Rolex produces its own gold alloys, designs and makes almost all the components in-house, and rigorously tests each watch before it leaves the factory. The company's commitment to precision and craftsmanship has kept it at the forefront of horological innovation, while maintaining its iconic status in popular culture, business, and sports. Rolex has been supported by a long list of famous individuals, from athletes to explorers, actors, and public figures. Here are 10 of the most famous people who have publicly worn or endorsed Rolex watches. 1. Sir Winston Churchill. The former British Prime Minister was known to wear a Rolex Strategist, a gift from the brand. Churchill's association with Rolex highlighted the brand's status in connection with influential world leaders. 2. Paul Newman. The legendary actor and race car driver famously wore a Rolex Daytona. His association with the watch model gave rise to the Paul Newman Daytona, one of the most collectible and sought-after Rolex watches in history. His personal Daytona sold at auction for over $17 million in 2017. 3. James Cameron. The filmmaker and deep-sea explorer is closely associated with Rolex, particularly the Rolex Deep Sea. Cameron wore a special E-designed Rolex Deep Sea Challenge during his historic solo dive to the bottom of the Mariana Trench in 2012. 4. Sir Edmund Hillary. Hillary, along with Tenzing Norgay, was one of the first climbers confirmed to have reached the summit of Mount Everest in 1953. He wore a Rolex Oyster Perpetual during the expedition, cementing the watch's reputation for reliability in extreme conditions. 5. Steve McQueen. The King of Cool was often seen wearing a Rolex Submariner in his movies and private life. While McQueen is also linked to the Tag Heuer Monaco, his association with the Submariner reinforced the model's rugged and adventurous image. 6. Roger Federer. One of the greatest tennis players of all time, Federer has been a Rolex ambassador for many years. He frequently wears Rolex watches both on and off the court, including models like the Datagist and the Sky Dweller. Federer has helped to reinforce Rolex's association with sports excellence. 7. David Beckham. The soccer star and global fashion icon has been seen sporting various Rolex models, including the Rolex Yachtmaster and Rolex Sea Dweller. Beckham's style and influence have added a contemporary appeal to Rolex's classic luxury image. 8. Tiger Woods. One of the greatest golfers in history, Woods has been a Rolex ambassador since 2011. He often wears the Rolex Deep Sea and Datagist models, and his association with the brand has enhanced Rolex's connection to precision and success in sports. 9. Martin Scorsese. The acclaimed filmmaker is another Rolex ambassador and has been involved in promoting the brand's cultural and artistic initiatives. Scorsese's attachment to the brand has underscored Rolex's connection to excellence in the world of film and art. 10. Che Guevara. The Cuban revolutionary leader was frequently photographed wearing a Rolex Submariner, a surprising but iconic association for the brand. Guevara's Rolex became a symbol of resilience and endurance, even in a context very different from luxury and affluence. These individuals have all contributed to the allure and legacy of Rolex in their respective fields, helping to make the brand a symbol of success, adventure, and prestige. Rolex, being a privately owned company, does not publicly disclose its financial information, including annual revenue. However, based on estimates from various industry sources and financial analysts, Rolex is one of the most successful luxury watch brands in the world, generating significant annual revenue. As of recent reports, Rolex's annual revenue is estimated to be between $9 billion and $10 billion USD. This figure places Rolex as the top-selling Swiss watch brand by revenue, commanding a significant portion of the luxury watch market. Rolex produces around 800,000 to 1 million watches per year, with an average retail price of around $10,000 or more, depending on the model and its materials. Despite its lack of official financial transparency, Rolex's unique business model, being owned by the Hans Wilsdorf Foundation, allows it to reinvest much of its profits back into the company and charitable causes. This private structure is part of what keeps Rolex highly independent and allows it to maintain its focus on long-term quality and brand prestige. It's done. I hope like this video.